And welcome back to another daily devotion. I am Pastor Roy here at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa, and this devotion is for Thursday, August 24th of 2023. We are going to be taking a look at the last three verses of chapter 3 in the book of First Timothy today. We're going to wrap up chapter 3 today. And I want to keep this one as short as I can because I've been trying to keep them short the last couple days and I have failed miserably. So let's dive right in. Verses 14, 15, and 16 of chapter 3 of First Timothy. I hope to come to you soon, but I am writing these instructions to you so that if I am delayed, you may know how one ought to behave in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and bulwark of the truth. Great indeed, we confess, is the mystery of our religion. He was manifest in the flesh, vindicated in the spirit, seen by angels, preached among the nations, believed on in the world, and taken up in glory. Okay, and that last bit there, that last part of verse 16, he was manifest in the flesh, vindicated in the spirit, seen by angels, preached among the nations, believed on in the world, and taken up in glory, is of course a statement of faith. It's an affirmation of faith. But it's also believed that that's part of an ancient Christian hymn. One could probably use that as an argument towards this being a later letter, being not something that was written in Paul's lifetime. After all, it takes a little bit of time for these things to get to be generated, I guess. Though one could argue, well, how much time does it take? I don't know. It's just that's one of those arguments. So I want to put that out there. At any rate, here the author of the letter, whether it's Paul or whoever, is stating the purpose of the writing. I hope to come to you soon, but I'm writing these instructions to you so that if I am delayed, you may know how one ought to behave in the household of God. Okay, now this could be, you could argue that this would be a justification that this is actually Paul writing this, or why would, if somebody's writing it synonymously in his name, why would they say that? Unless, of course, they're too clever by half. They want to write that to make it look like it's Paul. I don't know. It is what it is. But the point is, he's giving out instruction. We just talked about these overseers and these deacons, and we've talked about the role of women. He's been laying out instructions. So he wanted to give these instructions to you so that if I'm delayed, you understand how you need to properly behave. Because we need to behave in such a fashion as is applicable or is glorifying of the household of God, which is the church. That is the church. We are all part of the household, part of the body. And that is the pillar and the bulwark of the truth. Bulwark, of course, is translated a lot of times as foundation, and that's basically what it means. It means a supporting base. So it is the thing that is the cornerstone, if you want, of the truth. Great indeed, we confess, is the mystery of our religion. And of course, these saints, that Jesus was manifest in flesh. That is a mystery to us. Why would God do that? Only to save us, because that was the only way to save us, or the way to get through to us, perhaps. Not necessarily the only way to save us, but the only way to get through to our thick skulls, at least in the time frame that he was coming into that point in history. Vindicated in the spirit. That would be, to me, that would be rising from the dead, the resurrection. He's vindicated of this. The world wanted to put him to death because they didn't believe who he was, or they were afraid of who he was. They thought, if we kill him, it'll all be done. But he's been vindicated. He's been risen again. He was seen by the angels. You would have thought he was seen by the angels forever, or all eternity. Preached among the nations. This is something that I would say is later. The timeline here in this affirmation of faith isn't exactly chronological, in my opinion. Believed on in the world. That, of course, is again something later. And then taken up in glory. That would be the ascension. So that's early on. And manifest in the flesh would be the earliest. Vindicated by the Spirit would be next, and then taken up in glory. But this being preached among the nations and believed on in the world, that seems to be out of order to me. But it's nonetheless, it's what happened. And so it is an affirmation of faith. It's something you need to behave this way because this is how much your God loved you. That he came into the world, that he died on the cross, that he was taken up in glory, and now you're to take that message of grace and forgiveness to all the world. In some ways, that's kind of to me, I can see undertonings of the Great Commissioning there. We need to go out and preach it among the nations. So, with that, I'm going to keep this short, about a little over 5 minutes. That's better. If you enjoy these devotions, if you gain anything from them, please do like and subscribe. Please come back. Please share them. Please make a nice comment if you would like to comment. That would be wonderful. Have a blessed day, though, and please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. We'll see you tomorrow. We will start chapter 4 in 1 Timothy. Take care. God bless.